Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden in plain sight. And let me tell you, the latest report from TECOGEN Inc. has some interesting moves behind the scenes. Strap in as we decode what really happened at TECOGEN on July 24th. This is a story about leadership changes, a financial shakeup, and of course a little bit of that sweet stock action that we all love to talk about. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we break down these filings even further. Alright, let's dive into the big news. On July 24th, some significant changes happened with TECOGEN's executive team. For a while, Dr. Abinand Rangesh was wearing all the hats: Chief Executive Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer. But the company decided it was time to spread the load a bit. Dr. Rangesh stepped down as Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer. Taking over as the new Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer is Mr. Roger P. Deschênes. He's not entirely new to the financial side of things, as he's been serving as the Chief Accounting Officer since September of 2020. This move is all about separating key financial jobs to make sure everything is buttoned up tight, especially when it comes to how the company reports its finances. Think of it as bringing in more specialized people to handle specific financial tasks, which is generally a good sign for a company wanting to strengthen its internal controls. Now, of course, when you change roles, you usually see changes in compensation, and that's exactly what happened. Mr. Deschênes got a bump in his annual base salary, now sitting at $180,000. On top of that, he received equity awards, which are basically a stake in the company's future success. This included a restricted stock award of 17,964 shares and options to buy another 12,063 shares. The total value of these equity awards on the grant date was about $200,000. These awards typically vest over time, meaning he'll earn them over several years, usually around 25% per year. But it wasn't just Mr. Deschênes who saw some new stock grants. Dr. Rangesh, who is still the CEO and a director, also received a pretty significant equity package. This included a chunky restricted stock award of 53,892 shares, options to buy an additional 24,075 shares, and even more options to buy 12,048 shares. The total value of Dr. Rangesh's equity awards on the grant date was approximately $600,000. And the compensation committee didn't stop there. Mr. John K. Whiting IV, the General Counsel and Secretary, also saw his annual base salary increase to $180,000. He also got some new equity awards, including a restricted stock award of 11 and 166 shares and options to purchase 24,076 shares. Shares and options to purchase 24,075 shares. And finally, Mr. Stephen Lafayette, the Vice President of Business Development, also received similar equity awards, including a restricted stock award of 11,976 shares and options to purchase 24,075 shares. The value of the equity grants for both Mr. Whiting and Mr. Lafayette was around $200,000 each. Now, what does all this mean? It looks like the company is investing in its key people, rewarding them for their roles and aligning their interests with the company's long-term performance through these stock awards. Moving on to other noteworthy events, there's a bit more to unpack. Just a few days later, on July 28th, the company put out a press release officially announcing Mr. Deschênes' appointment as CFO. This is common practice to make sure the public and investors are aware of such significant leadership changes. The information in that press release is considered part of this filing, but it's important to note that it's not meant to be interpreted as if it's being filed directly for certain legal sections. And in another interesting move, on July 24th, the board gave Dr. Rangesh the authority to hand out stock options to non-executive employees. The total value of these options can't exceed $200,000, and they also come with similar vesting schedules and exercise prices determined by the stock price on the grant dates. This is a great way to keep the broader employee base motivated and invested in the company's success. Now let's talk about the exhibits, the actual documents that back up all this information. The most important exhibit listed here is Exhibit 99.1, which is the press release announcing Mr. Deschênes' appointment. Think of this as the official announcement that formalizes everything we've discussed. And then there's Exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file. This is essentially a digital machine-readable version of the report's cover page, making it easier for computers and financial systems to process the information. Finally, the report is signed off by Dr. Abinand Rangesh himself in his role as CEO. on July 28, 2025. This is the official stamp of approval from the company's top leader. So what's the big picture here? TECOGEN is clearly making strategic moves to strengthen its financial leadership and internal controls by separating the CEO and CFO roles. The significant equity grants to key executives show the company's commitment to retaining and motivating its talent, tying their compensation directly to the company's performance. While there are no hard financial numbers in this particular filing, the leadership changes and compensation adjustments are indicators of the company's current operational and strategic focus. They're investing in their people to ensure a solid financial foundation for the future. Looking at TECOGEN, they operate in the energy sector, focusing on clean energy products like combined heat and power systems. This CFO transition adjustment seemed to be part of a broader strategy to ensure robust financial oversight as they navigate their specific market. The equity awards suggest confidence from the board in the executive team's ability to drive the company forward. However, as with any company, future success will depend on their ability to execute their business strategy and manage market challenges. The focus on internal financial controls is a positive sign, suggesting a commitment to transparency and good corporate governance, which is always a good foundation for long-term growth. Alright, that's our breakdown of TECOGEN's latest filing. What's your take on these leadership changes and the equity awards? Do you think separating the CEO and CFO roles will make a difference? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.